Blazing SQL or the Blazing SQL nightly channel. You can look at us on Blazing SQL Notebooks by going to app.blazingsql.com. And you can launch your own GPU data science workstation on the AWS Marketplace. Just look for Blazing SQL on the Marketplace. Any questions, I guess, about what we've gone over here today?
Yeah, so there was a quick question that came in that I answered via text while you were talking, but I'll just talk about it real fast because it's something that I work with a lot, the TPC-XBB. So with regards to performance improvements versus what you would get in a CPU environment, they're pretty intense. Just to give some numbers real fast, Felipe was showing off some queries that were running in like 13 seconds or so. I believe those queries actually run closer to like 800 seconds on a Huawei cluster with a Cloudera build, so a version of Cloudera Enterprise. So those queries were like 200x faster than what you can get with that system, and our cluster was about half the price.
Well, half the price because I was only using half the machine.
No, that half the machine was.
You know those numbers. I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
I don't care about those. I do care. I love, but not really. I mean,
it's cool. Don't worry about it. To put it into context, across all 30 workloads, we average about 44x faster on half the price of infrastructure. So the performance gains are really quite phenomenal. And you should, I mean, you just saw, they're very fast. Like those were very complex queries that just ran in like 10 seconds, 15 seconds on a terabyte data set that was in disk in Apache Parquet. They're local disk, but they're still, it's still a disk or on disk. So yeah, you can expect some pretty wild speed ups. Does anyone else have any other questions they would like to pose to Felipe? We have to jump off in about 5 minutes for another meeting we actually have. So if you have any questions, now is a good time to ask them. We'll give people just another minute.
Well, look at all you people answering questions. That's awesome. Thank you, Leo.
Oh yeah, Leo took over a bunch of questions. Oh, I see some questions that got closed out that we might not have. Oh no, Leo answered all those. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, if that's it, I think we can close this out. Just to add a little bit of what Felipe was talking about, if you want to test this out, please check out app.blazingsql.com. It's a fully private shared resource Jupyter Notebook environment where you have your entire, like your space is entirely your own. All of Rapids is installed in a Rapids stable environment as well as a Rapids nightly environment. That Rapids nightly environment is updated every night, assuming a series of tests pass. For anyone not familiar, the nightly branches are much less stable, obviously, than stable because they're literally getting built off of every PR that happens to BlazingSQL, that happens to cuDF, that happens to cuML, and all the other Rapids packages.
But more performant and feature rich and just more fun to use, I think.
Yeah, Felipe doesn't understand why people use stable at all. I think if you're looking for something that has a...
It can break. It can definitely break, right? So if you use nightly, you should be a person that's comfortable with things breaking. If you're not comfortable with that, that's stable is good for you.
Yeah.
No one dislikes the Volvo.
Yeah. Jesus. In other news, there's another Rapids Academy talk coming out. I believe it's next week at the same time, same date. Leo, if you know that information.
Yeah, super quick. So I know there is interest on the DAST side, and so I think Matt and the Coil team will be same time, same place, basically everything the same, even in the same Eventbrite. I'll be all next week. Hopefully this got people going if you weren't able to go for that one. And there, in exchange, you also get Matt and their team are actually setting up something special in time for that one. And then this isn't public yet, so if you're here, you get to hear about it first. we're about 2 weeks after that, we're going to do our first talk on doing spatial and GIS data. And that's going to be with John Murray, who's like basically the biggest power user of cuSpatial, is going to be taking us through that. That's a lot of stuff to keep track of, and we actually have even more stuff coming. So probably the easiest way to kind of hang with that stuff is just register on learnrapids.com, and we'll just be sending out emails and stuff about upcoming like public and private sessions. And there's actually stuff. I guess my last note there is if you do want to figure out like a private training or like something like that, we are looking into how to run those. So just contact us on the website to figure that out for your organization.
Something, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to almost cut you off there, Leo. Just to add about John Murray, he basically was the first power user of the RAPIDS stack since version 0.1. So there are very few people that I've seen make, cuDF and the data frame fly and do things as beautiful as he does. So it's really going to be an interesting talk, especially if you're looking at GIS work. There's going to be a lot of good stuff there. All right, so with that, I think that's everything. Thanks a lot, Felipe, for taking the time to get these demos up and running at short notice and walking everyone through out of core. That was really, really cool stuff. And if anyone has any questions, just please keep the questions coming inside the Rapids Academy channel. And thanks a lot. We appreciate all y'all taking your time.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Felipe, you can end the webinar since you're
I see it.